This is Tartan Day, and we've been doing things on the Hill for the last several years. We're fortunate that this year we were able to actually have the events on Tartan Day, so happy Tartan Day to all of you. This is the symposium on American state tartans. This is the first time we've ever done something scholarly in association with our events on the Hill. We've had a reception for quite a number of years. This year we thought we'd add to that. And I want to give credit right off the bat to Duncan MacDonald from the Scottish Coalition and Caledonian Foundation, because this was originally Duncan's idea. And she said, oh, no, I don't want the credit. And she's a team player, and many of you know her better than I do. But I do want to make the point that this was an idea that she put on the table last year, and I said, great idea. We talked to the staff from Congressman Mike McIntyre's office on the House side, and they thought it was a wonderful idea. So that's why we're here, and everybody has joined in, and it's been a team effort, and I appreciate all the help that we've gotten, because everybody's a volunteer on this. While I'm doing thanks, I want to thank Andrea Hall from the Congressional Visitors, Capitol Visitors Center staff. She's the manager here and has been very helpful to us. And Joe Young, her audiovisual lead guy, and his staff. Thank you, Joe, and Sweet, and others for setting this up for us. We're very fortunate to have this facility and big screen and a nice sound system. Also want to thank Kara Spencer, who's the staffer from Congressman McIntyre's office, who's been the lead in coordinating all of this with us. And she'll be at the reception, and I hope she'll be here pretty soon, that you can all meet Kara. Also want to thank Bart Forbes, and everybody knows Bart. Bart's going to raise his hand and wave. Hi, Bart. Bart's our media coordinator. He's the secretary of our St. Andrews Society here in Washington, and an old friend. And although he's a busy guy, he said, I'd be happy to help you with this, so thank you, Bart. All of the media presentations you'll see today have been coordinated through Bart. I also want to thank William Moore, who's our video cameraman, and who's going to be videotaping all of this. William's over in the corner. Hi, William. Okay. I mentioned National Capital Tartan Day Committee. That is the nonprofit, local Scottish American heritage nonprofit who is sponsoring this. We are a small 501c3 organization incorporated in DC in 2002, and our mission is a simple one. It is to celebrate the Tartan Day holiday through whatever means possible here in the Washington metropolitan area, and we do that. And we appreciate your support, those of you who are donors and contributors to National Capital Tartan Day Committee. Also in the lobby, the atrium outside, if you haven't seen it, please do stop by and see the heritage display put up by the Living Legacy of Scotland. Most of you know Anne Kennedy, here she comes. Anne's been active in the Scottish Coalition and other activities for many, many years. And I work with Anne through the Living Legacy, which is another nonprofit here in the DC area that promotes our common Scottish heritage. Our first speaker is going to be Matt Newsom, who is director of the Scottish Tartans Museum in Franklin, North Carolina, and a governor of the Scottish Tartans Authority. He's going to be followed by Dr. Phil Smith, who's a celebrated author and lecturer on district, state, and commemorative tartans, and himself the 2010 recipient of the Scottish Coalition's Annual Tartan Day Award. Dr. Smith has written a number of books on this subject, and he's going to talk about that. He's also personally designed a number of state tartans and been involved in that process. Matt Newsom has also been involved in tartan designs, and I wanted to mention that he was the designer of the St. Ninian's tartan, which the Pope wore during his visit to Scotland very recently, and Matt gave me a tie in that tartan. So if you want to go to the Tartan Museum website, you'll see all of that discussed up there. After we hear from Phil Smith, we're going to hear from Bob McWilliam, who's a trustee of the Caledonian Foundation and a board member of Scottish Heritage USA, and he's going to share his presentation with David Berger, who's first vice president of the St. Andrews Society of Milwaukee, and former Wisconsin state legislator. And they together worked on the process from design through registration through
adoption by the legislature in Wisconsin of their state tartan. They're going to be followed by Barbara Humphrey, who's coordinator of the Minnesota Tartan Day Cooperative, and she's also the state Tartan Day coordinator from Minnesota, and she's also this year's recipient of the Tartan Day Award. Congratulations to her. Her group commissioned the design of the Minnesota State Tartan and spearheaded the process by which that was registered and adopted by their legislature. And she's going to talk about that process, which she regards as a model for a number of other states to follow. After Barbara, we're going to be seeing by video Todd Wilkinson, who's a professor of history at Ozark Technical Community College in Springfield, Missouri, who's written about quite a number of tartans. He had his travel request denied by his university at the last minute, so we worked out an arrangement where he would send us a videotape and audio tape set of remarks. So we're going to be seeing his presentation on the big screen. Last but certainly not least, my old friend and colleague Bob Curry, president of Clan Curry Society and chairman of Tartan Day on Ellis Island, is going to talk about the new Ellis Island tartan, which he was instrumental in getting designed and registered very recently. He's just come back from Scotland and he's actually wearing it today. That's brand new tartan. Bob's also going to talk a bit about the New Jersey tartan, which is not official, but which is out there in at least one database. And kind of use that as an example of some things that we need to be careful of, because there are lots of state tartans which are officially adopted by the governor or the legislature, and then there are others which have not been, some of which are widely worn, and some of which are not widely worn. They just exist in databases. Some of them are disputed in terms of what's said about them, and some of them, do have some backers who are interested in getting them through their state legislatures. So we want to talk about all of that, and our speakers are going to get into all of those subjects. So that's all I'm going to say at this point.